Our next first illustrator is Andrew Uline, and Andrew illustrated the story Bear Man when he was in the 7th grade at Twin Oaks Christian School, Baldwin, Missouri. And he is going to discuss his art with Gwen Ashley. But I'm going to give you just a little synopsis of the story that'll help you appreciate the illustration even more. This is a story about a mother who will do anything to get her son to stop teasing his younger sister. And she basically makes up that if he doesn't stop aggravating her, the Bear Man will get him. On one of these occasions, right after his mother has threatened him, the boy, whose name is Clarence, happens upon the Bear Man. I'm just going to read you a little excerpt. A strange music drifted down the railroad. They all looked up. To Clarence's horror, the Bear Man, chain and all, appeared beside the railroad, playing an instrument. Clarence dove beside an old pine log left over from building their house, resulting in a mouthful of dirt. There you go, Andrew and Gwen.
Andrew, first of all, I want to congratulate you for having your artwork, your illustration selected for publication and inclusion in Grannie Annie's 10th volume, and also for having it selected for the cover design.
Thank you. It was really a great honor.
An honor indeed. Andrew, there were so many interesting stories in this volume. How did you choose the Bear Man to illustrate?
I chose this story because it sounded really interesting and it sounded like something I would like to see in real life.
I'd like to see that also. And speaking with Andrew earlier, I found out that he had a very comprehensive step-by-step process to complete his illustration. How did you get started with the planning of your composition for this illustration?
First, I thought about the scene that I wanted to draw. I played it in my mind, then I found some pictures of the things that I wanted to include in the drawing. Also, I considered the placement of the images to best tell the story.
I also understand that you used a grid. Will you explain that process to us?
I used a grid to draw parts of photos on my paper and combine different photos. The head of the Bear Man came from one picture, his legs from another. The grid was a useful tool. I was able to reverse the direction of the Bear Man's face so he would be looking at the bear.
Andrew's use of perspective was very in-depth. It added depth to the scene, which makes the scene very realistic. How did you know that it was important to incorporate those techniques in your illustration?
I studied perspectives and pictures, especially pictures of railroads. I also studied pictures of landscapes.
That study certainly helped. Just by curving the railroad track, it adds depth and perspective to his drawing. Also, your clever use of lines make the accordion appear to actually move. It looks like they're actually playing the accordion. Now, Andrew, will you tell us something about what research was helpful for you to complete this illustration?
Well, I ended up researching it by looking at historical pictures. I found a musical man with a leashed bear from the late 1800s. This form of entertainment was common at one time.
It's always good to do research. Research gives us the ability to not be tied to a particular time period or the things that we're familiar with. Andrew, this illustration does an excellent job of representing the storyline in The Bear Man. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for your time today. I would also like to thank my art teacher, Mrs. Bowen, for her guidance, my family for their support, and of course the Grannie Annie organization.
I I'm surprising Andrew here. We just wanted to honor you especially for sharing your wonderful artwork with us to use on the cover of the Grannie Annie Volume 10. And it also, as some of you may have seen, the event poster also features Andrew's work. And so we made a special copy of the event poster for you with our